Now, it's been voted Britain's best place to fly from, but now Doncaster Sheffield Airport is at risk of closure. The owners have blamed the decision on terminal failing to produce a profit, stating that continuing to operate is no longer financially viable.
We're joined now by local MP Nick Fletcher, who's been fighting to keep the airport open. Nick, it's a bit of, I'm from Doncaster originally. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth for the local economy that the airport's going to close, but appeals say that it's not financially viable, it's making a loss. So why should they just keep racking up losses?
I do think it is financially viable. Obviously, we've come through COVID, which has been a real test for this market. But no, I genuinely think with the right owner operator, it is a viable airport.
What's the solution to this particular point? Who should be stepping in if Peel, who own it, don't want to run it as an airport, they don't want to sell it to somebody else? Who can do so? I mean, what's the solution here? It seems to me that there isn't a solution in those circumstances.
Well, I've asked for the Combine Authority to step in. We've got a similar situation in Teesside with Ben Houchin. He had the same problem again with Peel, and he did step in. He purchased the airport and is now making a success of it.
But is it a success? Because I was reading, everyone was saying it was still making losses, and now the only difference is it's the taxpayer having to pick up the losses rather than a private company. And lots of people say that, taxpayers should not be paying for airports, however much it might be convenient to people in the local area.
I think the Ben Houchin, with what his model is up there, is that he understands the significance of airports to economic growth. And although the airports may struggle, and they do struggle from time to time, they are a key part of economic growth for the Teesside area. And we're seeing an awful lot of investment come into Teesside. And that's exactly what I want for the Sheffield Combine Authority to take note of. They called this, it wasn't just a transport issue. They realised back in 2017 that it was an essential economic driver for the area. And I want them to look back at that statement that they said there and act on it. And that's what I've asked all the way through this. Now, they have put an offer on the table to Peel to cover their losses for the next 13 months, while hopefully an investor can be found who wants to come along and make a real success of the airport. And I do believe now that they are actually in talks with somebody. But I believe the Combine Authority have been slow to the table. And they should have done more to actually help the airport over the last 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, Nick, I couldn't agree with you more. This was an airport that Which magazine had as the best airport in the UK. As you say, I'm sure flights obviously had gone down during the COVID period, but you do want to build it back up and you do want to bring investment to the area. So we wish you all the best of luck there to champion that cause. And as you say, it's an important airport for the region.
Just remind us, Nick, when is it due to close, the airport? When is it actually?
It's due to close next Friday. The last TUI departure happened last night, which was quite sad to see. I know there's an awful lot of emotion at the airport, an awful lot of people going to lose their jobs. So it is really tragic, but it's more tragic for the entire region over the coming years. It's to be extremely disappointing, and I will be asking for a public inquiry if it does close.
Well, keep us informed on that. We want to know what happens with that public inquiry. Nick Fletcher, thank you very much indeed. I think that's devastating news. We are an island. There's ways you've got to fly in, you've got to come out by boat. It's important as we look forward to be this global entity that we are. We need to have airports anyway.